Hi guys, let's start off with the base as always. I'm using the Laura Mercier Hydrating Primer, putting that all over my face, just blending it in with my hands. Lately I've been thinking about using a brush in the future, just because our hands have germs on it and I don't know, just an idea. But to prime my lips, I'm using the Too Faced Extreme Lip Injection. Love this stuff, but like I said in my last video, it's not necessary. But it actually does plump up the lips a little bit. And then we're moving on to the eyes. I went in with my NYX eyeshadow base in Skin Tone. And I'm letting that sit while I move on to the face again. Clearly I was all over the place. I'm using my Black Opal Pore Perfecting Foundation in Nutmeg. And then I'm also mixing that with Truly Topaz to get a better color for me. Guys, I wasn't sure about this foundation because as you can see, when I blend it together, I feel like it looks like it almost has like an orangey red undertone, and the color's so rich. And like I said in a previous video, my skin tone is almost like a dull, like yellow undertone. So I wasn't sure. I was like, I mean, I like how the foundation looks on the skin, but I don't know if I could deal with the color. But as you'll see later on in the video, it ended up being really pretty. So I really like this foundation a lot. And it really does, I mean, I don't know if it oxidized, but it ended up looking really nice on my skin. Like it matched my neck. Maybe it's because I have a little bit of a tan, but I really like this foundation, so I definitely recommend it. And for concealer, I used the Maybelline Master Conceal in Medium. Okay, so also last video I used this color and I said it was too light, but then in this video it wasn't that bad. I think it just might have been the lighting in the last video, which lighting really does change colors and how things look on camera. So yeah, the medium is fine for me. And then to contour my face, I'm using the Black Opal color stick in Carob. And I'm blending that out with my Real Techniques sponge, which needs to be washed bad. And then to blend out my contour, I'm actually using a brush today. It's my MAC Duo Fiber. I like how this turned out better than the sponge. I originally used a sponge and it looked patchy. So I switched to a brush and I like the results a lot better. So I'll probably use a brush from here on out for a little while. And then I'm going back with my sponge just to blend out any harsh lines. And then to set my highlighted areas, I'm using my Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. And I'm just pressing that into the skin. Pressing it into the skin really helps with creasing underneath the eyes. It stops that altogether. So if you have issues with creasing, then I would definitely do this method. Because sometimes baking can enhance the lines under your eyes or make you look chalky. And then I'm using a little extra powder to set around the mouth. And to set my entire face, I'm using something a little bit different today. I'm using the Black Opal True Color Soft Velvet Finishing Powder in Medium. I love this powder as well. I think it actually helped the foundation. So these paired together were really nice. Like as you can see, my skin looks really good. And then I'm using the Black Radiance Contour Palette in Medium to Dark. I went in with that lighter sculpting shade as a bronzer. And then I'm going in with the darker shade as my contour. It's a little too dark, but if you're going for that super sculpted cheek, it's not bad. You can definitely get away with it, but I probably wouldn't use that during the day. And then here I'm just setting my eyelids with some powder. And then for my first eyeshadow, which will be the only eyeshadow I use today, I used MAC Saddle just to define the eye, because the picture I saw of Kim K, she did have a little color to define her crease. So I'm doing that. It kind of was like a mid-tone brown. And then I'm using a little powder. I think it was a MAC shade, which I'll make sure I have on my blog, but I'm just putting that underneath my brow. And then to contour my nose, I'm using the Balm Bahama Mama bronzer. I love this color for my nose contour. It's perfect, not too red. It has the perfect undertones. Okay, so on to the star of the show. I'm using my Maybelline gel liner in Black is Black to create my liner. So for me, I don't have a lot of lid space, so it's important for me to really take my time, especially because we're going to smoke this out, which means the eyeliner will kind of grow and get higher on my lid. So I'm making a really small winged liner. It doesn't really have to be perfect because it's going to be not blended out, but it's going to be diffused out anyways. And I usually don't use gel liner, so this was kind of a task for me. And then next I am taking Matte Carbon, which is just a black shade that you can find in most palettes, and I am slowly diffusing that gel liner. As you can see, I'm bringing it out and diffusing it up on the lid. So I'm really going back and forth on the liner, and then with a little bit of product I have left, I'm dragging it up just because we do want the liner to get like a little bit bigger. We don't want it to remain too thin, but you don't want this to get out of control, especially if you have small eyelids like I do. It will end up looking crazy. And then I'm lining my waterline, a real thick black line, and then using that same pencil brush with no product, I am just going back and forth diffusing that out. And then using that gel liner, I am creating a little bit of an inner corner, like a faux inner corner. Kim had that in her picture as well. And then I'm taking the MAC Extended Play Lash Mascara just to prep for falsies, and I will be using the Cocoa Lashes in Queen Bee. And while those dry, I'm going to add a little bit of blush. I used MAC Raisin. Love this blush. Just because the eyes, they're not subtle, but they don't have a lot of eyeshadow, a lot of extraness going on, so it's okay to add a little bit of a punch with the blush. And then for highlight, I used the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighter in Crown of my canopy. And I'm just placing my lashes down. Guys, these Queen Bees are so good. And I think in the picture Kim wasn't wearing any mascara, but she has beautiful lashes. I was not blessed with that, so falsies it is. And then for lips, I want to keep it really neutral. I just want to add a little bit of color to the lips. So I went in with the NYX Cosmetics Soft Matte Lip Cream in Abu Dhabi. I'm going to blend that color out with my finger. I really just want a really slight wash of color. So this will end up being perfect for that. And I loved how this look turned out. Please like, comment, and subscribe. All the details of this look will be on my blog, beautywoo with 2 y's.com, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys!